Look at yourself right now. I want you to be honest. How much of your energy, your focus, your life have you already given away without even realizing it? How many times have you bent for the approval of others, chased validation that meant nothing, or sacrificed your own peace for someone else's comfort? How many nights have you gone to bed exhausted, mentally drained, emotionally spent, wondering why you feel like you are running in circles, like the life you imagined is slipping through your fingers? You feel it, don't you? That constant weight, that pull, that voice in your head telling you, I'm tired, I can't keep up. That's not weakness. It's a signal. It's your mind, your body, and your soul screaming at you that something is wrong. You are draining yourself every single day, and most of you don't even notice it. You are like a battery left plugged in, but leaking energy everywhere, losing your charge, fading slowly, quietly, and painfully while the world keeps asking for more. And here is the brutal truth. No one is going to save you. No one is going to hand you the energy you need. No one is going to rearrange life so it suits your pace, your focus, your vision. The world will keep taking. People will keep asking. Habits will keep draining. Distractions will keep pulling. And if you continue like this, exhausted and reactive, you will wake up one day, 10 years from now, wondering where your power went, where your potential went, and why your life never matched the dreams you had when you were full of fire. That fear, that frustration, that constant fatigue, it's a warning. It's a wake-up call. And today, if you pay attention, if you open your mind, if you let these words hit deep, you can answer that call. You can stop the drain. You can reclaim your energy. You can take control of your life before it's too late. But I need you to understand something right now. This is not going to be easy. This is not a motivational speech you can listen to while scrolling your phone and feel good for 5 minutes before going back to the same draining habits. This is a call to action, a mental war, a confrontation with your own weaknesses, your own distractions, your own energy leaks. You are going to have to face yourself in the mirror and ask the hardest questions. Where am I giving too much? Who am I pleasing at my own expense? What am I chasing that isn't mine to chase? And the answers will be uncomfortable. They will hurt. They will challenge everything you thought you knew about yourself. But here's the truth. Discomfort is the currency of growth. Pain is the fuel of transformation. If you are willing to face the drain, to strip away the distractions, to protect your energy, you will unlock a version of yourself so focused, so unstoppable, so alive that everything around you will have no choice but to take notice. So I'm asking you right now, before we go any further, commit. Commit to the truth. Commit to the process. Commit to stopping the drain. Open your mind, open your energy, open your life. By the time this message ends, if you follow every word, if you internalize every lesson, you will see clearly how much power you have been giving away, and you will understand how to take it back. You will realize that the life you dream of, the energy you crave, the momentum you seek, it has always been yours. You just had to stop draining yourself and start living like the unstoppable force you were born to be. Your energy is the currency of your life. Every thought you think, every decision you make, every action you take comes from the energy you carry inside you. And yet, most people walk around like their energy is infinite, as if it can't run out. They wake up exhausted, spend hours scrolling through nonsense, arguing with people who don't matter, worrying about situations that aren't even theirs to carry, and then wonder why life feels heavy, why progress feels slow, why their dreams are still out of reach. Energy is not something you can borrow. It's not something you can print. It's not something that replenishes itself magically while you waste it on trivial things. If you are constantly giving your energy away to things that don't feed your soul, to people who don't respect it, to habits that leave you weaker, then you are bankrupting yourself. And make no mistake, energy is life. The more you invest in what matters, the stronger you become. The more you squander it, the smaller, weaker, and more frustrated you feel. Energy is the invisible force behind success, and yet it's treated like something disposable. You need to understand this. Without energy, nothing happens. Your goals, your ambitions, your dreams. They all require energy. If you wake up every day tired, distracted, drained, and scattered, you are setting yourself up for mediocrity. You will coast, you will settle, you will be a spectator in your own life. And nothing kills a person's spirit faster than watching the life they could have had slip away because they didn't protect the one thing that makes life possible: your energy. You can't pour from an empty cup, and yet most people do it every single day. They run themselves ragged, trying to meet everyone else's expectations, trying to solve everyone else's problems, trying to keep everyone else happy while neglecting their own. They think working harder, longer, or being available to everyone is a measure of strength, but that is weakness disguised as diligence. True strength is knowing that your energy is precious, that it is finite, and that it deserves to be invested where it produces results. The most successful people, the people who move mountains and change the course of their lives, they understand this instinctively. They protect their energy like it's a weapon, because it is. Every hour wasted arguing, every hour wasted worrying, every hour wasted on people who don't value you is an hour your dreams don't have. Every ounce of energy you pour into negativity, fear, doubt, or distraction is energy taken away from building the life you deserve. Energy is power. Energy is focus. Energy is clarity. And if you do not manage it, it will manage you. Stop underestimating T, the invisible strength inside you. Stop thinking that because it's intangible, it doesn't matter. Your energy dictates the quality of your work, the depth of your relationships, the resilience of your mind, and the strength of your body. If your energy is depleted, your mind loses sharpness, your emotions lose stability, your body loses vitality, and your life loses momentum. Every decision you make when you are drained is a weak decision. Every word you speak when you are tired carries less weight. Every action you take when your energy is low produces results that are far below your potential. Yet, you still let it happen. You wake up, scroll your phone, consume other people's noise, complain about your circumstances, and think you are going to show up as the version of yourself that wins. No, that version of yourself does not live in exhaustion. That version of yourself does not live in distraction. That version of yourself does not give itself away to anything or anyone that doesn't lift it higher. Protecting your energy is not optional. It is mandatory. It is the first, most crucial step in reclaiming your life. And here's the brutal truth. Most people will try to convince you that your energy is not your responsibility. Society will tell you to keep showing up for everyone else, to sacrifice yourself endlessly, to ignore your own needs while chasing obligations that don't matter. Friends, family, co-workers, even strangers will suck from you relentlessly if you let them. They will demand your time, your focus, your emotion, your attention, and they will never stop. And if you say no, they will guilt you. They will make you feel selfish. They will make you question whether you are a good person. But here's the thing. You cannot help anyone else if you have nothing left to give. You cannot pour from an empty well. You cannot light the world on fire if your own flame is barely flickering. Energy is sacred, and it belongs to you first. Every great accomplishment, every breakthrough, every moment of clarity starts with protecting your energy. If you give it away to anything that is not building you, lifting you, teaching you, or preparing you for the life you want, then you are sabotaging yourself. Start paying attention. Watch where your energy goes. Notice who takes it, how it is spent, and what leaves you feeling alive versus what leaves you feeling drained. This is the moment most people fail. They are blind to the invisible theft happening in their lives every day. They don't see how much energy they waste on complaints, on envy, on anger, on distraction. They don't notice how much power they give to people who don't deserve it, to conversations that don't matter, to content that doesn't educate, to routines that don't grow them. And then they wonder why they are stuck, why life isn't moving, why they feel heavy, tired, frustrated, and unfulfilled. The answer is simple. They have drained themselves, and now they are bankrupt in every way that counts. So, if you want to change your life, if you want to break barriers, if you want to become unstoppable, you must take radical ownership of your energy. Guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Refuse to let negative people, negative thoughts, meaningless arguments, or trivial distractions steal it from you. Invest in what fuels you, your health, your mind, your goals, your vision. Build habits that replenish your energy, reading, moving, creating, reflecting, meditating, planning. Align yourself with people who lift you higher, not weigh you down. Respect your time like it is gold, because it is. Every minute you waste in a state of low energy is a minute stolen from your potential. Understand this. Energy is the foundation of everything. Without it, dreams die potent. Teal rots, and life becomes a series of empty days. With it, you are unstoppable. With it, focus sharpens, creativity flows, resilience strengthens, and momentum becomes inevitable. The world will demand everything from you, but you do not have to give it all away. Protect your energy, guard it fiercely, invest it wisely, channel it relentlessly toward what matters. Stop draining yourself, because the moment you do, the moment you decide to own your energy, everything in your life will shift. Doors will open, opportunities will appear, relationships will strengthen, and the version of yourself that has been waiting, that has been capable, that has been ready all along will finally emerge. Your energy is your power. And when you learn to manage it, respect it, and protect it, nothing in this world can stop you. Most people go through life completely blind to the people, habits, and environments that are slowly sucking the life out of them. They feel tired, frustrated, and unmotivated, but they can't see the source of the drain. Here's the truth. Not everyone and not everything in your life deserves a seat at your table. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every conversation deserves your energy, and not every person deserves your presence. There are people who feed on your ambition, who thrive on your distraction, who take your focus and leave you weaker than before. They smile in your face, but behind closed doors, they are the reason your energy leaks, your confidence fades, and your progress stalls. These are your energy vampires. And if you do not identify them, they will continue to feed on you silently, invisibly, slowly, until you are running on empty and you don't even understand why. It's not just about recognizing the obvious toxic people. Sometimes the worst vampires wear the mask of friendship, family, or loyalty. They are the ones who always won. Tease something from you, who complain incessantly, who never celebrate your wins, who make you feel guilty for pursuing your dreams. They will steal your focus, drain your patience, and consume your clarity without you even realizing it. The first step in taking control of your life is to recognize them, name them, and prepare to cut them off. Energy vampires are not just people. They are habits and patterns that weaken your mental, emotional, and physical strength. Think about the routines you follow daily. Are you constantly scrolling social media, feeding your mind with negativity, gossip, and comparison? Are you consuming content that leaves you more anxious than inspired? These are invisible vampires. They are silently draining your energy while you convince yourself that it's just entertainment or I'm relaxing. No, you are feeding your weakness. You are giving your power away. Every second spent worrying about what others think, envying someone else's life, or entertaining thoughts that serve no purpose is energy stolen from your dreams. Recognizing these invisible energy thieves is as critical as identifying the people around you who feed off your spirit. The world is full of distractions disguised as priorities. And if you do not actively defend your energy, you will lose more than just focus. You will lose yourself. Here's something most people never realize. Energy vampires thrive because you allow them to. They are not powerful on their own. They gain power because you give it to them. When you argue with the wrong people, when you complain about things you can't control, when you get sucked into gossip or drama, you are handing over your energy willingly. You are fueling the very thing that drains you. And then you wonder why life feels heavy, why motivation slips, why the same cycle keeps repeating. Stop kidding yourself. Stop pretending that you are powerless. You are not. You hold the key. You have the ability to cut off the drain, to identify the leeches, to recognize the habits, the conversations, the people, and the circumstances that are robbing you blind every day. But it requires brutal honesty. It requires looking in the mirror and saying, this is what is making me weak. This is what is slowing me down. This is what I will no longer allow in my life. Until you take that step, nothing changes. The sad reality is that most people are too comfortable with being drained. They excuse it. They justify it. They say, oh, they're family, or I have to deal with this, or it's just who they are. Excuses are the playground of energy vampires. Every time you let someone drain you because of guilt, obligation, or fear of confrontation, you are reinforcing their power over you. And the more they drain you, the more they control the direction of your life. The moment you start excusing energy theft is the moment you give up control. But when you identify the vampires, when you see them clearly, when you understand who and what is stealing from you, you reclaim control. You reclaim your power. You take back what is yours. You start living on your terms, not theirs. Identifying energy vampires requires self-awareness. It requires paying attention to how you feel after interactions, after activities, after consuming content. Ask yourself, do I feel lighter or heavier? Do I feel stronger or weaker? Do I feel inspired or exhausted? If the answer is anything but positive, that is an energy vampire in disguise. It may be a friend who always complains but never supports. It may be a family member who drains your focus with drama. It may be a colleague who thrives on office politics and wants you to join them in mediocrity. It may even be a habit that feels harmless but leaves you feeling depleted, like late night scrolling or procrastination. You have to be vigilant. You have to be honest, and you have to act. Ignoring energy vampires does not make them go away. It only strengthens them. Once you identify your energy vampires, action is not optional. Awareness without action is useless. Boundaries must be set. Some people must be removed from your circle. Some habits must be broken. Some conversations must be refused. This is not cruelty. This is survival. You are not responsible for everyone else's drama, negativity, or insecurities. You are responsible for your life, your energy, and your future. And if you allow others to continuously drain you, you are effectively choosing to stay small, stay weak, stay stuck. Protecting yourself from energy vampires is not selfish, it is necessary. Every successful person you admire, every person WHO has changed their life. Every person who has achieved extraordinary things, they all know who and what is allowed into their energy space. They are ruthless because they understand that energy is finite and they guard it at all costs. This is why the identification of energy vampires is critical. It is the difference between living a life dictated by others and living a life dictated by your vision. It is the difference between coasting through mediocrity and charging toward greatness. It is the difference between being drained and being unstoppable. And understand this, some energy vampires are deeply ingrained in your life. People who you love or respect, routines you practiced for years, or environments you are accustomed to. That doesn't make them harmless. That doesn't make it okay for them to keep draining you. Love, familiarity, or comfort cannot justify giving away your energy endlessly. You must act with discipline, clarity, and courage. You must be willing to say no, to remove, to distance, to change, and to replace. The moment you start doing that, you will feel lighter, stronger, sharper, more focused, and more alive than you have ever felt. And finally, recognize that energy vampires will fight back. They will resent your boundaries. They will test you. They will try to pull you back into their orbit. But this is a test of your commitment. If you cave, you give them power. If you stand firm, you grow stronger. Your energy is your most precious weapon, and identifying the vampires around you is the first step in defending yourself. You cannot pour into your dreams, your ambitions, your goals, your relationships, or your potential if you are bleeding energy every day. The fight is not just external, it is internal. It is about seeing clearly, being honest, setting limits, and reclaiming what is yours. Identify your energy vampires, face them, and take back your life. Once you do, The momentum, focus, clarity, and strength you gain will be unstoppable. And you will finally live on your terms, fully charged, fully alive, and fully in control. Boundaries are the invisible lines that separate your energy from the chaos of the world. They are not suggestions. They are not polite requests. They are non-negotiable rules for your life. And yet most people go through life completely blind to their own limits, letting others cross them, letting distractions consume them, letting obligations they never agreed to pull them off course. The problem is simple. If you do not set boundaries, the world will set them for you. The world does not care about your dreams, your time, your energy, or your potential. People will take as much as you allow. Habits will steal your focus. Environments will drain your motivation, and you will wake up one day exhausted, frustrated, and wondering why nothing you have done has moved the needle in your life. Setting ruthless boundaries is not a choice. It is survival. It is the only way to protect your energy, your vision, and your future. If you are not willing to draw the lines, others will, and they will always draw them to your disadvantage. When you set boundaries, you are sending a message to the world that your energy, your time, and your focus are not up for grabs. Every no you say, every limit you enforce, every refusal to engage in something that drains you is a declaration of self-respect. And let's be clear, this is not about being selfish. It is about being smart. It is about realizing that every ounce of energy you give away is an ounce less for the life you are trying to build. If you are constantly bending to the whims of others, constantly saying yes out of fear, guilt, or obligation, then you are actively sabotaging your growth. You are investing in everyone else's agenda while neglecting your own. Ruthless boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about keeping the wrong people, habits, and distractions from shutting you down. Without them, you will always be vulnerable, reactive, and exhausted. With them, you gain control, power, and freedom. Boundaries are about clarity and discipline. They are about knowing what is acceptable and what is not, about understanding where your energy belongs and where it does not, about making decisions based on your vision rather than other people's expectations. And the truth is, people will resist your boundaries. They will test them, push them, and try to guilt you into breaking them. Friends, family, co-workers, strangers, they will all attempt to draw you back into their chaos because they are comfortable there. And they want you to be comfortable there too. But you cannot allow their comfort to become your destruction. Every boundary you set is a line in the sand. Every boundary you maintain is a statement that you are no longer willing to sacrifice your energy for anything that doesn't feed your growth, fuel your ambition, or elevate your life. This is the moment where most people fail. They give in too soon. They cave to pressure. They compromise. And the result is a slow bleed of energy that kills motivation and momentum. Ruthless boundaries require honesty with yourself. You have to understand where you are giving too much and why. Are you saying yes out of fear of conflict? Are you bending to expectations that are not yours to meet? Are you allowing habits, relationships, or routines to take your focus from what matters most? Naming the areas where you have been weak is uncomfortable, but necessary. Self-awareness is the first step towards strength. Once you see clearly where your energy has been drained, you can begin to take action. And action is not passive. It is aggressive, deliberate, and unyielding. Setting a boundary is not enough if you don't enforce it. You must be willing to walk away, to disconnect, to remove yourself from situations that threaten your energy. The moment you enforce your boundaries, your life changes. You begin to operate from power rather than reaction, from focus rather than chaos, from vision rather than distraction. Boundaries are also about prioritization. Your energy is finite. Your focus is limited. Your time is short. You cannot give it to everyone. You cannot do everything, and you cannot please everyone. The world will demand constantly, but if you do not control the flow, you will drown. This is where ruthless boundaries come in. They allow you to say yes only to the things that matter, the people who lift you, the activities that build you, the opportunities that move the needle. Everything else is noise, distraction, and drain. Every no you give to the wrong things is a yes to the right things. Every line you draw is a declaration of intent. Every boundary you enforce is an investment in yourself. And make no mistake, the people who truly respect you will not resent your boundaries. They will admire them. The people who do resent them are the ones who were never meant to be in your circle. Let them go. Protect yourself. Guard your energy. Maintain your focus. Ruthless boundaries are also about self-love in its purest form. They are about recognizing that your life, your energy, and your time are sacred. They are about refusing to allow anyone to take them for granted. They are about realizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup, and that if you are constantly drained, you cannot serve your purpose, your goals, or your vision. People who set boundaries understand this. They know that saying no is not rejection, it is protection. They know that walking away is not failure, it is strategy. They know that prioritizing themselves is not selfish, it is survival. And this is what separates the weak from the strong, the distracted from the focused, the dreamers from the achievers. Without boundaries, you are exposed, vulnerable, and reactive. With them, you are empowered, disciplined, and unstoppable. The world will challenge your boundaries. Life will challenge your boundaries. People will test them repeatedly. And here is the truth. If you waver, if you compromise, if you let guilt, fear, or manipulation break them down, you will continue to be drained, exhausted, and stuck. But if you hold firm, if you enforce them relentlessly, if you make your energy and focus untouchable, you will begin to see dramatic results. You will wake up feeling stronger. You will move with clarity and purpose. You will make decisions that align with your vision. You will surround yourself with people who respect you, not take from you. You will create a life that is aligned with your potential, not scattered by other people's chaos. Boundaries are not just rules. They are weapons. They are shields. They are the armor that protects your most valuable asset, your energy. So start today. Stop bending for the comfort of others. Stop giving your time and energy away to people, habits, and environments that don't serve you. Identify your priorities. Define your limits. Say no with conviction. Walk away with confidence. Protect your mental, emotional, and physical space fiercely. The moment you set ruthless boundaries, the moment you enforce them consistently, the moment you stop draining yourself for the sake of others, your life changes. Your focus sharpens, your motivation rises, your energy multiplies, and your vision comes into clear, unstoppable view. Boundaries are not an option. They are a requirement. They are the difference between living a life dictated by everyone else and a life led by your own power. The stronger your boundaries, the stronger your energy, the stronger your life. Guard it, protect it, enforce it. Be ruthless, because anything less leaves you drained, distracted, and defeated. Chasing validation is the silent killer of ambition. It's one of the fastest ways to drain your energy, destroy your confidence, and trap yourself in a life that isn't yours. Most people wake up every day looking for approval. From friends, from family, from coworkers, from strangers on social media. They measure their worth by likes, comments, nods of agreement, or compliments they barely believe. They craft their lives not around their vision, not around their purpose, not around their potential, but around what others will think, what others will say, what others will approve. And in doing so, they surrender the one thing that truly matters: control over their own life. Validation is a drug. It is a high that fades quickly and leaves you craving more. Every time you seek it, every time you bend, compromise, or adjust yourself to meet someone else's standard, you give away your energy, your focus, and your power. And the moment you are dependent on external validation, you are no longer living for yourself. You are living for the approval of people who don't even pay your bills, don't fight your battles, don't share your dreams, and often don't even respect you. Stop chasing validation. Stop measuring yourself against other people's opinions. Stop letting approval dictate your choices, your confidence, your energy. You must understand this. Validation is temporary, fleeting, unreliable, and often dishonest. People will praise you when it's convenient, cheer for you when it benefits them, and tear you down when it doesn't. Relying on this as a source of motivation is suicide for your ambition. The moment you make someone else the judge of your worth, you hand over your life. You become reactive instead of proactive. You live in fear of disapproval instead of the power of alignment with your own vision. And nothing drains you faster than living in a constant state of fear, anxiety, and insecurity because you are trying to please the wrong people. People who chase validation are always exhausted, always anxious, and always frustrated because they are swimming against a current they cannot control. The problem is not that validation exists. The problem is dependence on it. Every person who achieves greatness, every person who leaves a mark on the world, every person who refuses to be ordinary understands this truth. Approval is irrelevant. Your value is not determined by a compliment, a share, a nod, or a smile. Your value is determined by your vision, your work, your discipline, your courage, and your willingness to stand alone when no one else understands. Validation is a distraction, a drain, a trap that convinces you that you need permission to exist, permission to speak, permission to act. And the truth is, no one owes you validation. You do not need anyone else's permission to be great. You do not need anyone else's approval to pursue your dreams. The moment you understand this, the moment you stop seeking it, your energy multiplies, your focus sharpens, and your power becomes unstoppable. Chasing validation makes you small. It forces you into conformity. It makes you a reflection of other people's expectations instead of an expression of your potential. You start asking, will they like this? Will they approve? Will they agree? Instead of asking, does this align with my purpose? Does this serve my vision? Does this build my life? Every second spent thinking about what others think is a second stolen from your goals. Every compromise made to earn approval is a compromise made against your destiny. And let's be honest, most people who seek validation are running in circles, exhausting themselves on a treadmill that leads nowhere. They work tirelessly to impress people who will forget them tomorrow. They give their energy to people who never cared enough to support them. They waste years of their lives trying to fit into boxes they were never meant to fit. This is the silent robbery of chasing validation, and it is devastating because it feels normal, it feels safe, it feels polite, but it is killing you from the inside out. You have to be ruthless with this. You have to stop caring what everyone thinks. You have to stop bending, adjusting, and performing for the applause of people who don't understand your journey. Approval is fleeting. Respect is earned through action, not through pleasing people. And the only person whose validation truly matters is your own. Ask yourself, do I believe in my vision? Do I respect my effort? Do I trust my journey? If the answer is yes, then external opinions are irrelevant. Stop wasting your energy trying to manufacture acceptance from people who will never appreciate the sacrifices you make, the discipline you follow, the strength you build, or the vision you carry. You will never be fully understood, and trying to be understood is a trap. You will never be fully approved, and trying to be approved is a trap. You have to be willing to walk alone, to stand alone, to rise alone, to win alone. Validation is optional. Success is not. When you stop chasing validation, you gain freedom. You reclaim your energy. You stop running in circles. You stop over-explaining, over-justifying, over-compromising. You stop losing focus and wasting time on people who do not invest in you. Your energy is no longer siphoned by the need to be liked, admired, or accepted. Instead, it is concentrated on what matters: your growth, your vision, your discipline, and your results. The moment you internalize this truth, everything changes. You stop letting the opinions of others dictate your mood. You stop giving away your power through fear of judgment. You stop draining yourself, trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. You start living in alignment with your purpose. You start prioritizing your energy, your focus, your effort. You start building a life that is yours, not someone else's idea of what you should be. Let me be clear. This is not easy. People will push back. Friends will criticize. Family will question. Colleagues will mock. Society will try to shame you. But this is the price of freedom. The price of protecting your energy, the price of building a life that matters. Every successful person you admire has paid it. They have stopped chasing validation. They have refused to let the world dictate their worth. They have embraced the discomfort of standing alone, the courage of being misunderstood, and the discipline of prioritizing their energy over approval. And this is exactly what you must do if you want to stop draining yourself and start building unstoppable momentum in your life. Stop chasing validation and start chasing excellence. Stop seeking approval and start seeking alignment with your vision. Stop giving your energy to everyone else and start giving it to the one person who truly deserves it, yourself. The moment you do, your confidence will skyrocket, your focus will intensify, your results will accelerate, and your energy will become untouchable. You will realize that approval was never the goal. Success was. Validation was never the path. Discipline was. And the world that once drained you through the opinions of others will now be powerless against the unstoppable force of your self-belief, your energy, and your vision. Your life is yours. Your energy is yours. Your purpose is yours. Stop draining yourself by seeking validation and start living like the unstoppable force you were born to be. Focus is the weapon that separates the mediocre from the extraordinary. But focus without direction is wasted energy. Too many people live their lives running around trying to do everything, please everyone, and be everywhere at once, and they wonder why they feel exhausted, burned out, and empty. The truth is, not all energy is equal. Not all activities, not all relationships, not all thoughts are created to fuel you. Some will lift you higher. Some will deplete you. And yet most people make the mistake of spending the majority of their energy on what drains them while ignoring what could power them beyond imagination. If you want to stop draining yourself, the first step is ruthless discernment. Recognize what gives you life, what motivates you, what fuels your ambitions, and then do more of it. Everything else is noise. Everything else is a distraction. Everything else is a thief of your energy, your focus, and your potential. What fuels you is different from what pleases others. It is not always obvious. It is not always convenient. It is not always socially acceptable. What fuels you may be a lonely grind, a late night session, a hard conversation, a cold shower, a run when everyone else sleeps. It may be reading, writing, creating, building, practicing, learning. It may be moments of silence, reflection, or meditation where no one else is watching. Most people avoid these things because they are uncomfortable. They require discipline. They take effort and they demand focus. But this is exactly why they fuel you. The things that push you, challenge you, and stretch you beyond your comfort zone are the things that charge your energy, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your resolve. Conversely, the things that distract you, comfort you, or give you instant gratification steal from your energy, dilute your focus, and leave you weaker than before. The difference between success and mediocrity is who you choose to invest your energy in and how ruthlessly you eliminate the rest. Fuel comes from alignment with your purpose. When you focus on what matters, when you pour your energy into your vision, your passion, and your mission, your energy multiplies exponentially. You feel unstoppable because you are moving in the direction you were born to go. Every effort you make is no longer random, it is strategic. Every action is intentional. Every choice contributes to your momentum, your growth, and your results. When you are fueled, even the challenges become energizing. Even the obstacles become opportunities. Even the criticism becomes a spark. But if you scatter your energy on meaningless pursuits, toxic people, and habits that leave you drained, life will feel like a constant uphill battle. And you will wonder why success seems to evade you despite all your effort. Energy spent without alignment is wasted effort. And wasted effort is a silent killer of dreams. Your focus must be selective. It must be disciplined. It must be deliberate. Not everything deserves your energy. Not every person deserves your attention. Not every idea deserves your commitment. The moment you start seeing your energy as precious, as finite, as the foundation of your success, you will start making choices differently. You will stop spending hours on people who do not add value to your life. You will stop reacting to negativity that has no bearing on your growth. You will stop entertaining distractions that drain your mental, emotional, and physical energy. You will start seeing clearly what fuels you, and you will chase it relentlessly. You will align every thought, every action, every decision with what charges you, builds you, and prepares you for the life you are meant to live. And when you do this, you become a force that cannot be stopped. Energy fuels growth, and growth fuels energy. There is a feedback loop that most people never tap into because they are too busy giving their energy away to the wrong things. But when you focus on what fuels you, your energy replenishes itself. You start waking up motivated. You start moving with purpose. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. You start producing results instead of excuses. Every activity that fuels you strengthens your mind, body, and spirit. Every relationship that fuels you energizes you instead of depleting you. Every habit that fuels you compounds your power instead of diluting it. And the cumulative effect is exponential. This is the reason why people who understand energy, focus, and fuel leave mediocrity behind. They spend their energy on what multiplies instead of what drains it. The challenge is cutting through the noise. The world is full of distractions, and most of them look urgent, look important, or look appealing. Social media, gossip, unnecessary obligations, drama, toxic people, bad habits, they all scream for your attention. And if you're not careful, you give in. And every second you do, you steal from yourself. You must be ruthless in eliminating what does not fuel you. You must be disciplined in saying no to the trivial, the toxic, and the draining. You must be vigilant in protecting the flow of energy that matters. Your mind, your body, and your focus are the engine of your life. And you cannot allow garbage to enter that engine without expecting it to sputter, stall, and fail. Protect it, fuel it, charge it, prioritize it above everything else that is inconsequential. Focus on what fuels you also means investing in yourself. Reading, learning, practicing, training, reflecting, creating, meditating. These are not optional. These are not luxuries. The C are the fuels of greatness. The stronger you make yourself, the more energy you generate, the more momentum you create, the more unstoppable you become. Everything else that is draining, people, habits, environments, falls into perspective. When your focus is sharp, your energy is high, and your vision is clear. Nothing external can control you. Nothing external can drain you. You are in command of your life because you have mastered the art of focusing on what fuels you. This is not luck. This is not talent. This is deliberate discipline. And finally, focusing on what fuels you is a daily practice. It is not a one-time decision. It is not a motivational speech. It is a constant, conscious, relentless choice every day. You will face distractions. You will face people who want to pull you back. You will face habits, fears, and doubts that threaten to derail you. But every time you make the choice to invest your energy where it multiplies, to focus on what fuels you instead of what drains you, you are growing stronger. You are becoming sharper. You are building momentum. You are creating an unstoppable force of energy that will power your life, your goals, and your vision. When you focus on what fuels you, nothing can touch your energy. You move through life with purpose, clarity, and power. You are no longer draining yourself. You are charging yourself, propelling yourself, and dominating everything you put your energy into. Fuel yourself, protect your energy, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Time is the most valuable resource you will ever have, and yet most people treat it like it is infinite. They wake up late, scroll through their phones for hours, chase distractions, and fill their days with tasks that do nothing to move them forward. They complain that life isn't fair, that success is out of reach, that energy is gone. But the truth is, they have given their time away to the wrong people, the wrong habits, and the wrong priorities. Time is energy, and energy is life. When you waste your time, you drain your energy. When you give your time to things that do not matter, you give away your life. The moment you understand that, the moment you recognize that every second wasted is a second of your life you will never get back, you begin to take ownership. Owning your time is the first step to owning your life. If you do not control your time, someone else will. And when that happens, you are no longer the driver of your destiny. You are just a passenger in someone else's plan. Most people live in reaction. They allow their schedule to be dictated by other people's agendas, by trivial demands, by obligations that are not theirs to bear. They say yes because they are afraid of saying no. They respond instead of initiating. They fill their day with activity instead of purpose. They confuse being busy with being productive, movement with momentum, work with progress. And the result is exhaustion, frustration, and a life that feels out of control. Owning your time means breaking free from this reactive cycle. It means taking radical control over how your minutes, hours, and days are spent. It means designing your life intentionally, with purpose, with strategy, and with ruthless focus. If your time is disorganized, your energy will be scattered. If your time is stolen, your vision will be delayed. And if your time is surrendered, your life will be dictated by circumstances, not choices. Time is the ultimate currency, and you must be the banker of your life. Owning your time requires discipline. It requires structure. It requires making hard choices every single day. You cannot do everything, and you cannot be everywhere. You cannot please everyone, and you cannot respond to every demand. Every moment, your day must be examined with ruthless clarity. Does this task, conversation, or activity move me toward my vision, or does it drain me, distract me, or stall me? If it doesn't advance your life, if it doesn't fuel your purpose, if it doesn't align with your priorities, it has no place in your schedule. Most people struggle with this because they do not value their time enough. They treat it like a commodity that can be wasted endlessly until one day they realize they have spent a lifetime giving away their minutes to things and people that will never matter. Time is finite. Life is finite. And the longer you ignore this truth, the further you drift from your potential. To own your time, you must also understand the difference between urgent and important. The world is full of urgent things that demand attention but do nothing to move you forward. Emails, messages, notifications, minor obligations, interruptions, and distractions will scream for your energy constantly. And if you give in, you lose control. Important things are rare and often uncomfortable. They require focus, courage, and discipline. They are the projects, the decisions, the efforts, and the actions that will shape your future, define your growth, and move you closer to your vision. Most people spend their lives answering urgencies while neglecting importance, and they wonder why success seems impossible. Owning your time means saying no to the urgent that doesn't matter, so you can say yes to the important that will define your life. Your calendar is a reflection of your priorities. If your schedule is cluttered with things that do not matter, you are sending a message to yourself and the world that you do not value your time. If your days are consumed by distractions, complaining, and reactionary behavior, you are allowing life to dictate your pace, your energy, and your results. Owning your time, about reclaiming control over your life, moment by moment, hour by hour, day by day. It is about deciding what deserves your attention, energy, and effort, and ruthlessly removing everything else. It is about creating space for what matters: your goals, your growth, your vision, your health, your energy. Every minute you guard, every hour you protect, every decision you make to prioritize your time is an investment in yourself. And that investment compounds into unstoppable momentum. Owning your time also means eliminating energy drains disguised as obligations. People will demand you, environments will pull you, habits will lure you, and distractions will tempt you. You must be vigilant, disciplined, and ruthless in defending your time. It may be uncomfortable to say no to family, friends, or colleagues. It may be socially awkward to refuse obligations that do not serve your life. It may be inconvenient to walk away from situations, routines, or relationships that waste your energy. But discomfort is the price of ownership. If you are unwilling to pay it, your life will continue to be dictated by everyone else's priorities, and you will continue to feel drained, frustrated, and stuck. Owning your time is about being uncomfortable with mediocrity, being disciplined with your minutes, and being relentless in pursuit of your own path. The beauty of owning your time is that it multiplies your energy. When you protect your time, you protect your focus. When you protect your focus, your energy soars. When your energy is high, your clarity sharpens. When your clarity sharpens, your productivity skyrockets. When your productivity skyrockets, results become inevitable. Every successful person you admire understands this principle intuitively. Time is their most precious resource, and they guard it above all else. They do not waste it on gossip, drama, or meaningless obligations. They do not sacrifice their vision for short-term convenience. They do not surrender their energy for the approval of others. They own their time, and because they own their time, they own their life. Owning your time is not a passive state. It is active, aggressive, and intentional. It is a daily practice of setting priorities, saying no, cutting distractions, and aligning every action with your vision. It is a refusal to let other people, events, or circumstances steal your energy. It is the act of designing your life rather than reacting to it. It is the recognition that every second wasted is a second you will never get back, and that every second protected is an investment in your unstoppable future. Time cannot be paused. It cannot be reclaimed once spent. The more conscious you are of how you use it, the more power you have over your life, and the more unstoppable you become. The reality is this: if you do not own your time, you will always feel drained. You will always feel behind. You will always feel like life is happening to you rather than because of you. Your energy will scatter. Your focus will dilute, and your results will stagnate. But when you take control, when you ruthlessly guard your minutes, when you decide what deserves your attention, when you focus on what matters, you begin to reclaim the most valuable thing you have, your life. Owning your time is owning your freedom, owning your energy, and owning your future. The moment you take this seriously, the moment you commit to it fully, you begin to live deliberately, intentionally, and powerfully. You stop being drained. You stop being reactive. You stop being controlled by others or by circumstance. You become the driver of your life, the master of your energy, and the architect of your destiny. Your time is your life. Own it, protect it, guard it with ruthless discipline. The life you want is on the other side of it. Most people misunderstand self-care. They think it's a luxury, something you do when you have time, a reward for finishing your work, or a moment of indulgence after life has worn you down. That is weakness disguised as wisdom. Real self-care is not about pampering yourself or escaping responsibility. It is about preserving your energy, sharpening your focus, and fortifying your mind, body, and spirit so you can dominate your life. If you are constantly running on empty, if you are exhausted mentally, emotionally, and physically, you will never reach your potential. You will never execute on your vision. You will never protect your energy. You will be reactive instead of proactive, drained instead of driven, distracted instead of deliberate. Self-care is not optional. It is essential. It is the weapon that allows you to stay sharp, stay strong, and stay unstoppable in a world designed to drain you. The first step in understanding self-care as a weapon is realizing that your body is your first battlefield. If you neglect it, if you starve it, if you exhaust it without replenishment, your energy will collapse. Sleep is not negotiable. Nutrition is not optional. Exercise is not a suggestion. These are not luxuries. They are the tools you need to keep your mind sharp, your emotions stable, and your energy high. People who fail to care for their physical selves wonder why they are constantly drained, why motivation slips, why focus falters. It is simple. You cannot fight for your dreams if your body is collapsing under neglect. The strongest mind cannot function in a weak vessel. The most disciplined willpower cannot operate in an exhausted frame. Self-care is the maintenance of your weapon, the sharpening of your sword, and the strengthening of your armor. Without it, everything else you do will be fighting uphill, and the uphill gets steeper every day. Next, self-care is mental. Your mind is under constant attack from thoughts, doubts, fears, and distractions. Most people let their thoughts run wild, let negativity dictate their moods, let stress consume them, and then wonder why they feel drained. Mental self-care is about discipline. It is about feeding your mind the right content, meditating on your purpose, reflecting on your progress, and guarding your mental space from toxicity. You must be vigilant about what you allow in. Social media, gossip, unnecessary drama, toxic conversations. These are all mental parasites that weaken your energy. Protect your mind like you would protect your most valuable asset, because it is. Every thought you indulge, every worry you obsess over, every negative voice you entertain steals energy you could spend executing your vision. Mental self-care is deliberate. It is intentional. It is the weapon that allows you to think clearly, act decisively, and operate relentlessly. Without it, focus dissipates, and your life becomes a constant cycle of exhaustion, distraction, and depletion. Emotional self-care is equally critical. People often underestimate the emotional drain of unresolved feelings, constant stress, or unhealthy relationships. When you let anger, resentment, guilt, or fear fester inside you, they consume energy invisibly. They sap motivation. They cloud judgment. They prevent growth. Self-care in this sense is about processing your emotions, confronting what weighs you down, and releasing what no longer serves you. It is about setting boundaries, saying no when needed, and walking away from toxicity without hesitation. Emotional self-care is the armor that prevents other people from hijacking your energy. It is the shield that protects your inner strength from being drained by the chaos, drama, or manipulation of the outside world. Without it, every relationship ever, why interaction, every obligation becomes a potential thief of your energy. With it, you operate from clarity, stability, and relentless forward momentum. Spiritual or purpose-driven self-care is the fuel that powers the other forms of energy. It is the connection to your vision, your reason for being, your why that keeps you going even when everything else is trying to pull you down. Most people neglect this dimension, focusing only on physical, mental, or emotional survival. But purpose is the fire that transforms energy into action. It is the lens through which you measure what deserves your attention and what does not. Self-care in this sense is about investing time in reflection, in vision, in growth, and in the alignment of your life with your mission. When your purpose is clear, when your vision is alive, every action becomes easier, every decision sharper, and every day more energized. You are no longer wandering. You are marching with intent, and that clarity is a weapon against exhaustion, distraction, and depletion. True self-care requires discipline, not indulgence. It is not about escaping responsibility or seeking comfort. It is about strengthening yourself to take on life fully, to dominate your goals, and to protect your energy relentlessly. Most people fail because they confuse self-care with indulgence, spending hours on meaningless comfort while their energy continues to leak. Real self-care is structured. It is scheduled. It is non-negotiable. You decide when you sleep, when you train, when you reflect, when you nourish yourself, and when you disconnect from the drains around you. You do not leave it to chance. You do not let life steal it from you. You take it, you guard it, and you use it to become stronger than yesterday, sharper than last week, and unstoppable tomorrow. Self-care as a weapon also requires removing energy drains. If you constantly sacrifice yourself for others, if you overcommit, if you allow toxicity to persist, you will always feel depleted. Protecting yourself from these drains is part of self-care. Saying no, walking away, and prioritizing your energy over approval, comfort, or convenience is not selfish. It is strategic. Every successful person, every high achiever, every person who has built an extraordinary life understands this principle. They schedule their recovery, they protect their energy, and they attack life from a position of strength, not exhaustion. They know that when you care for yourself deliberately, you operate at a higher level, and everything in life becomes sharper, faster, and more powerful. Finally, self-care is not optional. It is survival. It is the weapon that allows you to fight harder, longer, and smarter. Neglect it and you will drain yourself, burn out, and collapse under the weight of your own ambitions. Invest in it, protect it, prioritize it, and you will multiply your energy, your focus, your resilience, and your results. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual self-care are not luxuries. They are non-negotiables. They are the weapons that allow you to dominate your life rather than being dominated by it. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot fight from a depleted state. You cannot win if your energy is drained. Self-care is the armor, the weapon, and the fuel that allows you to move with unstoppable force, relentless focus, and unbreakable energy toward the life you were born to live. The moment you internalize this, the moment you commit fully to self-care as a weapon, your life changes. Your energy becomes untouchable, your focus unbreakable, and your potential unstoppable. Protect yourself fiercely, sharpen yourself relentlessly, and attack life with the power of someone who refuses to be drained. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything comes together. You have heard the truth, you have felt the intensity, and you know that life will not wait for you to figure it out. You cannot keep giving your energy away, allowing your focus to scatter, allowing your vision to fade because you were too busy pleasing, too busy reacting, too busy chasing things that do not feed your purpose. Every second you spend drained is a second you can never get back. Every moment you let distraction, toxicity, or exhaustion steal your energy is a moment you are losing in the war for your own life. And the brutal truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you motivation. No one is going to guard your energy. You are the only one who can do it. And the longer you wait, the weaker you get, the slower you move, and the further you fall behind. Your life, your focus, your energy, your results, they are all on the line. This is not a game. This is not a practice. This is real, and it is happening right now. It starts with awareness. You must recognize the drains in your life, the habits that pull you down, the people who steal your energy, the distractions that steal your focus. You must see them clearly, name them, and face them without fear, without guilt, without hesitation. This is the battlefield. And only when you see the enemy can you prepare, can you fight, and can you win. Then comes action. Awareness alone is not enough. You must cut ruthlessly. You must say no when it hurts. You must remove yourself from situations that weaken you. You must enforce boundaries that protect your energy. You must stop chasing validation. Stop overcommitting. Stop reacting to every demand, and stop allowing your life to be dictated by anyone but you. Your energy is your weapon. Your focus is your armor, and your discipline is your shield. Protect them with everything you have, because if you don't, they will be drained, shattered, and lost forever. And here is the thing that most people will never understand. This is not easy, and it is not supposed to be. Growth is uncomfortable. Focus is exhausting in the beginning. Boundaries are tested. Discipline is challenged. People will question you, push back, and try to pull you back into the chaos. But this is the moment that separates the weak from the unstoppable. The moment you stand firm, the moment you guard your energy, the moment you invest only in what fuels you, that is the moment your life begins to change. You will feel stronger, sharper, and more alive than you have ever felt before. Your energy multiplies, your focus intensifies, your results skyrocket. You begin to live deliberately, intentionally, and powerfully. You become untouchable, unshakable, and unstoppable. So today, I challenge you. Stop draining yourself. Stop giving away your energy, your focus, and your life to things that do not serve you. Cut the noise, enforce your boundaries, focus on what fuels you, care for yourself like a weapon, own your time, and stop chasing approval from a world that doesn't care. Do this relentlessly, without compromise, without hesitation, and without apology. Your life is yours. Your energy is yours. Your future is yours. Guard it, protect it, fight for it. Because the second you stop draining yourself, the second you take control of your energy, is the second your life explodes into the potential you were born to achieve. This is your moment. This is your power. This is your life. Stop draining yourself and start dominating it today.